Sorry.
Hello, welcome to the Bagel. We have a little guest here. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Kayla.
Yeah.
I'm Owen's sister.
I didn't even start the timer. Oops. So, Kayla, how's your week going?
Good.
That's good.
Yeah. How's yours?
Well, it's all right. Thanks for hitting that, by the way.
Sorry.
I don't know. Work's gone by pretty fast this week, actually. But yeah, how about yours, Holden?
Yeah. Well, work didn't really go by fast because I only worked like 3 days. But yeah, I guess week it's been pretty nice. I saw Scream yesterday.
I've been wanting to see that.
It's so weird. I don't know. I feel like they tried to make it bad on purpose, but because they're like, it's like self-aware. They're like, it's like they refer to a film that doesn't exist in it, but they make references to other films, and they're like, you can't make another Halloween.
Right.
And it was so weird.
I mean, it's always been a franchise that like makes fun of itself, though.
Yeah.
Like in each movie, it like just.
It doesn't treat itself very serious.
It treats itself like a caricature of a horror movie.
Yeah, it's kind of like scary movies.
Yeah.
But but yeah, the theater being in there was kind of funny because a dude kept vaping, so it kept going up to the projector screen, and then people kept like
watching an IMAX 4D.
Yeah, and then someone walked in, and I didn't hear what they were trying to do, but they were like, "Is this person here?" And then it was just silent, and they're like, "Oh, he must not be here." And then he turned around and walked out.
Was it like an employee or just a person?
It looked like a normal.
Oh.
It's like, whoever's driving the white Chevrolet, your lights are on.
Yeah, and no one reacted to it, so he just walked out. But
interesting.
Yeah, when they played
I mean, if I was the person he was looking for, I would not react.
Yeah,
I'd be like, I'm not here. Why did you do this? Why did
I'm
you
not getting
come
up to
in?
get you. I saw the Batman trailer was pretty good, or like the
just saw it?
one. Yeah. Or was the second one. Someone in the crowd, he said it so loud, he was like, "I do not see him as Batman."
It's hard to see him as something other than like Edward, but yeah, but I feel like he's.
Oh, I thought that was Jacob.
I feel like he's done a lot since then, and he's kind of established himself.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah, he was in The Lighthouse. That was pretty good.
That.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Because Willem Dafoe's in that too, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's the Green Goblin and Batman. So, but yeah, all in all, yeah, it was all right. They had the normal kiosk was closed, so you walked in,
weird
through the thing. We just you had to pick your seats, but we did not sit in them because it was empty.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but it was weird. All in all, I'd give it like a 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
Yeah. The movie or the week?
Both? I don't.
Yeah, I'm not really big on scary movies. I mean, I'm not scared of them. I don't think they're good.
They're not supposed to be good. They're supposed to be funny.
I
mean, some of them are
objectively,
supposed to be good,
I think that
yeah,
scary movies aren't very good. I don't. Yeah. I can't even think of a scary movie that I would list as a good movie.
That's a good movie. What about like Saw?
We're back.
Technical difficulty.
Yeah.
But just movies that are, I don't know. Some scary movies get to me.
Yeah.
I mean, they could get to you all they want. I'm just saying.
Like
as movies themselves, I don't think they're very good.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it really depends. Because there's like, I guess movies like The Exorcist, I think, is a really well done movie. It's just really old.
Yeah.
Or The Thing. That's kind of
and
like
it's all very
scary.
subjective. If it like doesn't get to you, then it doesn't get to you. But everybody.
I feel like that's any movie.
That's true.
Any movie could be a horror movie.
No. Not what I'm saying.
But yeah, what else? I guess we could talk about Bengals winning the first time and
a
playoff game.
Yeah, that meant a lot to me, and I'm kind of speechless about it, to be honest. But 31 years without a playoff win, and we finally won one.
Yeah.
That's more than, I don't know, never mind.
It's more than 31 years.
Yeah. No, that's more than 30 years.
I was gonna say, I bet that's like older than most of the players on the team, but maybe not.
All players but
4?
3.
Okay.
3 or 4? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Huber's one of them. I don't know the others.
Clark Harris, and then
Like most of them are in their like
I don't know.
mid to late 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burrow's really young.
Burrow's 25.
Yeah.
He's kind of old for a second-year quarterback, but
Yeah, he's still got like Tom Brady left years, 20 years.
Like,
and I'm also scared about Tennessee tomorrow because every Bengals fan is like, "Oh, we're winning easily." Like, and that's like, why would you say that?
that's so cocky.
And I saw like it was like a news article or something on ESPN where it said the Titans lost to the Bengals last year is one of the most embarrassing losses ever.
They did.
I don't know why they just are now talking
but
about
both
it.
teams are different.
They couldn't talk about it last year. It was too fresh.
Yeah.
They did talk
It
about
was
it.
too
last
fresh
year.
of a loss.
But
Yeah.
I think the Bengals have a better chance than the Titans versus if they were to face the Bills or Chiefs.
That's fair.
So, but I don't.
I think it's the Bills and Chiefs conference to lose, though.
Yeah, I just hope the Chiefs aren't in the Super Bowl, and that's pretty much it. I guess the 49ers too. I don't want the 49ers or Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Your thoughts, Kayla?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't watch football very much.
Very much.
Very much.
Yeah.
Do you like any sports? Do you watch any sports?
Mm, no. I like watching soccer sometimes, but I don't know
What's
teams.
going on?
I don't know teams or anything. I know what's going on. I played soccer. I just don't know teams.
Soccer, yeah, I'm not gonna know anything in soccer.
Yeah, me neither. But yeah, so off of sports, I guess we could go back to like,
Sorry.
so it's fine.
Entertainment.
Yeah, entertainment. Because football's not entertaining.
It's not to me. I don't know.
All right, what do you want to talk about then?
Asking our guests what they want to talk about. It's a bold move.
Well, I put confidence in the wrong person.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm trying to think. Sorry.
So what's your favorite show of all time? We'll go very
My
basic.
favorite show of all time?
Of all time?
Yeah.
That's so hard.
I know what Holden's is.
What?
Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
It's really hard to say when you just put shows together, but like
You know what? I'm gonna go MASH.
MASH.
Yeah.
It's a good
I'm
show.
gonna go Buffy, probably.
Buffy the
Buffy,
Vampire Slayer.
alright.
That's a good show.
It's
I
such a good show.
always thought that was a movie.
It was a
Well, it
movie
is a movie.
first, and then
Yeah.
they made a series like 2 years after the movie came out.
It's like
Really?
Lilo and
Yeah.
Stitch,
Interesting.
right?
7 seasons. What?
It's like Lilo and Stitch, right? It was a movie, and then
Yeah, a
Series.
show.
Yeah.
and Jimmy Neutron.
Everyone loved it so much. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jimmy Neutron. Jimmy Neutron was weird though.
Just the way it was
I always
animated.
forgot it was a movie.
Yeah.
Like I forgot there was a movie first.
Yeah, I
They
always
were-
remember the show.
they were
It wasn't.
originally
It
going.
wasn't very good.
They were originally just
Obviously.
going to do a movie, and then they were like, "This, we have potential for a show here." And then the show was way better than the movie.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it was so weird that was like during the early period where everyone that's like working on stuff now or other stuff worked on that in animation at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess the same goes like The Office. All those people are still working on other shows now,
I like The Office.
and continue it running.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people, I guess we were talking. A lot of people don't like The Office. That's why I think.
I know
People's
it's very controversial because of everything going on recently and like now. If they had like tried to
yeah.
make that show right now,
Dude, I watched.
it would have
Yeah.
never gotten
I
picked
watched
up.
a lot.
But
I just watched recently, like the earlier seasons, and there's a lot of stuff Michael
it's
says
like a
will
comfort
not
to
be-
yeah.
rewatch and stuff.
Besides that though, like I was talking to one friend, Nick Wallace.
Oh, yeah. He's a great singer.
Yeah. But he told me he didn't like The Office at all because of like the humor, the awkward humor.
It's cringe
That's
humor,
why-
and like a lot of people like
Mhm.
can't.
That's why my
It's-
grandpa hates that. He hates that type of show.
Yeah.
It's not. Sometimes I couldn't like some episodes I can't rewatch
just
because I'm
awkward?
like, oh,
Yeah.
it's too much, and then
I see that.
but yeah.
Cause yeah, you can like I'd make reference and people would like Nick would find some of them funny. He's like, "What show is that from?" I'm like, The Office. He's like, "Oh, screw that show."
And also, it's another thing to do with it is that like a lot of people hate, like people they have the mindset to hate like things that are popular.
Yeah, I
So,
think
like,
that's kind of cooled down though.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
think The Office is cooled down.
yeah. And then
it was popular at the time, and it was for like a while after it, but it's not like Like with how the past 2 years have been with like staying home and like binge watching things, people have found so many other things to be like, this is it.
Another show.
This is it.
Another show that's an example of that is, and it actually recovered from the backlash because of popularity was Friends.
Yeah.
Friends for a while, a lot of people hated it.
That was considered the greatest show of all time.
And then now recently people are coming forward and saying they like Friends because so many people are saying they hate it.
Yeah.
So they're just.
That's usually how the one show I've like seen that no one's like I never met someone that hated the show is Seinfeld.
It's a show about nothing.
Yeah. Everyone's kind of like enjoyed Seinfeld to
it's
some
just
level.
like something you can have on in the background.
And you can play any episode at any time.
Yeah. Because there's a whole.
Same with It's Always Sunny. Sorry.
Yeah,
Always Sunny.
Always Sunny is
you
like
can
that.
play any episode at random and it doesn't matter because there's nothing going on.
And I think people like that absurdity.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like a lot of like older cartoons are like that, like regular show, just
Yeah.
randomness each episode. And I think people almost prefer to watch that because usually a lot of people don't have the time to like binge watch something and be like, what the heck happened? But
or if you like fall asleep and you're watching the next episode and
you're like, what's going on?
What did I miss?
It's kind of like Adventure Time. But...
Yeah, Adventure Time is like the first season is very random and then it starts to lose itself as it goes on. At least lose itself as the randomness. It picks up a story.
I mean, story-wise, like it's a show you binge as well.
Yeah.
Even though it's kind of out of place with the storylines. I don't know.
Yeah, some of the storylines are really weird. Nick is obsessed with Adventure Time. That was like his favorite show.
It's a good show.
Apparently. I really like it.
I heard that the creator created it with his brother, or is that another show? I think it's Adventure Time, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know if the creator.
You're thinking of the Wright brothers.
No.
Yeah, they
like
created
his younger brother. It was like inspired by their relationship, and like.
Really?
I might be wrong.
Jake
I might be wrong.
I guess. Well, they are like brothers.
I kind of want to see it.
Right. But Jake is like thousands of years older than he's gonna outlive Finn pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens.
It happens.
And the finale is kind of. I only saw it once when it came out years ago. I think the last episode aired junior year or senior year. And
2019.
Yeah. And it's kind of sad because they die is pretty much what is alluding to.
Like it's reincarnation and they like
someone
else.
I didn't really like the new characters, but I wanted it to be Fiona and Cake, the regular what Ice King makes, but they didn't do that. But it's sad because like BMO forgets who they are.
Yeah.
He's like, I love my friends, and he like says their names wrong. And then Ice King, they all kind of have a good ending besides Jake and Finn, because they die, or like it alludes that they die, and we don't see
But did they die together?
I think so,
Then maybe
because it
that's
shows like
good.
their skeletons next to each other, but we don't know how they died.
Old
That's
age.
But Jake should outlive everyone. And doesn't Jake have
Maybe
like
he didn't
kids?
want to without his best friend.
So he just died.
He was just like, no, can't do it without you, bud.
But yeah, I don't know. Are there any like new shows coming out?
How I Met Your Father.
Yeah, Kayla is big on that.
Yeah, I saw.
Kayla's big
I
on
watched.
that.
The trailer made me cringe a little bit just because it seemed like it was trying too hard to be of the now, but like also recreate what was going on.
Yeah.
But I watched the first 2 episodes because I think that's all that's out right now, and they were actually pretty good.
Is it about the mom?
Yeah.
Is it the same
So
actress?
No, it's Hilary Duff, and it's.
Same actress died. I mean,
What?
the character died.
Okay, I was
they
like,
both died of the
Jesus,
same thing.
Don't say that.
We wanted realism.
That.
No, but it's from her perspective, and it's it's nice.
And we realized
Although they
how
have
she
6,
dies.
although they have 6 people instead of 5, which is kind of weird to me, but
Kind of like Friends.
kind of.
Is there
But
gonna
it's
be
interesting.
There has to be an episode, was it, where Ted like was like, you know what I would have done that night, and he like goes to her apartment and then he gets beat up.
Oh yeah.
His future wife's apartment. They
Yeah.
gotta redo that.
Yeah.
She goes down out there, and Lily beats her up or something. I don't
Lily's
know.
not in it.
They could have all. Well,
They could, but technically, since it started in 2005 and it was like set in 2030 or whatever when he was telling them, they were like older.
Yeah.
And this one is set now, and then
And
the
then it's,
future
like,
is 2050. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
if they did tell it and anyone came back, they'd be like maybe mid-40s or something.
I feel like it
Oh.
should.
So it'd be like
I feel like the
it'd be a
show.
little stranger.
Yeah.
I think.
I feel like the show came out 3 years too early because I feel like it should have been 20 years after the place of How I Met Your Mother.
That would be pretty cool.
That'd be cool, but I don't know. Because they already tried a spin-off before and it like failed.
That 80s show.
No, I mean they tried a spin-off of How I Met Your Mother
Oh yeah.
Really?
and it failed.
What was the
yeah.
spinoff?
How I Met Your Brother.
No, I think it was How I Met Your Father. They just didn't have the right people and they didn't have the right like script.
Jason Segel is like, wait a minute. They all look way older now.
Not way
They
older.
don't look way older.
I feel like-
I think
or-
they've aged pretty well.
They've aged well, but in the sense like they couldn't be in the show
They
for
can
the
be the
time
older
period.
versions of themselves again.
Yeah. Because Jason Segel has like longer hair. Same with Josh Radnor.
Yeah.
I don't know what the Colby Smolder. She's lost
just,
a lot of weight.
She's in Marvel now. She's
Yeah.
Agent 13 or
Well,
whatever.
she's been in Marvel
Agent-
Yeah.
since 20.
I know. I think that's really cool.
Since the show was running.
Yeah.
I saw a meme that was like Captain America said, "All right, suit up," and then Kobe Smulders said, "I understood that reference." It's Barney. Thanks,
I'll give you a pity laugh.
Thank you. More of an Iron Man guy.
What else is going on in the world? Ukraine. That's not going to be existing anymore.
What?
So to clarify, we're just looking at a world map right now.
What?
That's going to be Russia.
What are you talking about?
Ukraine was Russia, like.
Well,
40
yeah.
years ago.
It's like half Russia right now.
I mean, they speak the language.
Yeah, some of them. The ones that like Russia speak Russian. The ones that don't like Russian don't speak Russian.
All right. Your thoughts?
I have no thoughts.
I guess we could go by if.
I want to travel again.
Where are you gonna travel to?
Bulgaria.
Bulgaria.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Ooh.
Or
Romania.
Ireland. Oh, okay.
Ireland would be better.
Yeah.
I just said Romania because it's by Bulgaria.
I could go to both. I could go to all three.
Those people are like, their languages are so weird.
I know, it's so cool.
Yeah, you gotta go to Transylvania in Romania.
Yeah.
That's
You gotta
not
go to
real,
the
is
castle. Yeah, it's an
It's
it's an
real.
actual castle.
it? Yeah, but
Man,
that's
the
so
Mushroom Kingdom.
touristy. The castle is
I
so
don't-
touristy.
know if a lot of people are allowed in it or whatever.
I'm thinking of Disney World.
What? No, I'm not.
Yeah, Transylvania's in Florida. Disney World's in Romania.
I also saw a map that was like
There's like 5 Disney Worlds.
it was like
Yeah.
Florida and Italy
Tokyo,
switched.
Paris.
Like Florida was in Europe and Italy was in the United States.
What
And then
is the size
A lot of
like...
Europeans were like, "Please get Florida out of here."
Well, you don't want Florida?
Even they know that Florida is not
I would
good.
not want Florida.
I wouldn't want Florida. We
take,
have Florida.
I would
and I don't
take,
want Florida.
dude. I would take Italy in the
Sorry,
United States
Floridians,
over
if you're
Florida.
listening to this.
I'm not sorry.
There's
The one
some beautiful
Floridians.
places there, but it's just wacky.
Yeah. My parents live in Florida, or my
Sorry.
mom and stepdad.
What part of Florida?
Fort Myers, very south Gulf area.
Yeah.
But yeah, Florida's. I mean, I've been there many times. It's just another Ohio, a bunch of Ohioans and old people.
But south.
They-
But south and warm.
They go there. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like birds. They migrate there.
They seriously do. Everyone's like, I have a vacation house in Florida when they're like in their 60s.
I-
I'm like,
honestly,
okay.
Yeah.
I'd prefer
Cool.
to have a vacation house in like Myrtle Beach.
I'd
or,
prefer
like...
to have a vacation
Yeah.
house in Italy. So I
Well,
can
yeah,
just leave.
Italy.
Well, yeah. If we're talking
I'll take
anywhere
Italy.
in the world. But yeah, I was just talking United States.
Oh, I was talking everywhere. Broaden your horizons.
Yes, a vacation
or
house everywhere.
Australia. Yeah.
So what
Australia.
makes it a vacation house and not a home?
Because
Can
you
you
only,
live-
You only go there when it's warm there and cold here.
What if you're not vacationing there? You're just visiting.
Every visit is
I
Or
don't
you're
know.
working there. Or you decide to move there. Is it a vacation home anymore?
It is your home.
Well, then
Because
it's just your
hopefully
home.
you've sold your actual home.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of money to be spending on other houses.
Well, you just print more.
I feel like if you spend like half your time there and half your time at home, it's not a vacation.
It's like
anymore.
two homes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like 2 homes.
I feel like no one gets like vacation homes in like Africa.
Although it's beautiful there.
Yeah, a lot of areas can be.
South Africa, Egypt, and
And like the beaches there are so pretty.
Yeah, it's too bad there's like trash almost everywhere and like.
But there's trash almost everywhere.
That's everywhere in the
Liberia.
world too.
Liberia is like the trash basket though. That's where they dump trash.
Really?
Yeah.
And that isn't it in the desert? It's
No.
not a desert.
No, it's like on that.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
'Cause I was
Holden
Sorry,
pointed at the
there's-
map.
I can't remember where, but there's like a desert where people drop all like the like fast fashion trash.
I think yeah. I mean the Sahara's huge.
Calamari
Yeah.
desert.
So the Kalahari.
Yeah. Never mind.
But
what you said is fish.
the Moby
Sorry.
What I said exists is just a
I said it's fish.
fish.
Isn't
fish.
it?
Well, it's like
squid.
like a squid.
Whatever,
or an
sushi,
octopus.
something.
Sushi.
Yeah.
People eat it raw, I think, right? I don't
Just
know.
because it's raw doesn't mean it's sushi.
Well,
I thought you said pish, like as in pish pot.
What? Fish.
Fish.
Posh.
When you said it exists.
It does.
I know it does.
I
I want to go to Antarctica.
Me too.
Let's go.
That's like my favorite place in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
Because no one lives there.
Yes.
Home.
And so you're like,
well,
perfect.
scientists live there.
Perfect.
A bunch
Do
of Nick
they?
Cliftons live
Bunch
there.
of perverts.
A bunch
What?
of perverts. A bunch of perverts live at Antarctica. That's where they dump them.
What?
Dude, that's-
I mean, that's a good spot. They need to
No,
cool
they
off.
need
Yeah.
we need to dump
They
all the
need to cool
perverts
down.
in Siberia.
Siberia. They're already there. It's Russia.
That's true.
Hey.
I mean, Russians are
I
Be
great.
mean,
nice.
I mean, half of Russia's great.
Yeah, and that's the half near Europe.
Yeah.
So, like, not. What? You talked about Russia
Well, in
last
terms of
time.
population, it's like 90% in Europe.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, hold on. What country do you most want to visit? Right
Ireland.
now. Right now.
Ireland.
First thing that
Japan.
comes to your head.
Japan.
Okay.
What about you?
Um,
You already said Bulgaria. I wouldn't choose Bulgaria.
Yeah, that's like a weird one to say.
whatever. I would go maybe Uganda. Or Brazil.
Uganda.
Or Brazil.
You know, I like Uganda because that's a bold statement.
It's a bold strategy.
Yeah.
Going to Africa.
I would not. I also wouldn't go to Brazil.
I wouldn't go.
I'd go to Brazil.
I'm going to Brazil.
Wow.
I just don't go to the capital necessarily because my friend told me that it's really dangerous there.
Brazil's dangerous, and I guess.
Well, yeah.
I guess it's a big country, so
But
you
it's
could go
so
like.
beautiful.
Yeah, you go
And
anywhere.
there's so much history.
I'd rather go to Argentina
Argentina's
or
awesome.
Peru.
or Peru.
Peru.
Yeah.
Chile.
Chile.
Yeah.
Has to be nice.
Uruguay.
I feel like South America and Africa are like more locked regions where a lot of people
I also
don't
hate that, like,
really
in
go.
history class, like, we always discussed America, Europe, and Asia.
Yeah.
And we
never
never
talked
really-
about
yeah.
South America.
Never
or
learned.
Africa.
Africa's
Or
stuff.
Australia, really.
No,
Except to
Yeah.
say the British sent their prisoners there.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Or Antarctica, for that matter.
Well, it's just scientists.
But no one's
again.
really inhabited Antarctica
Yeah.
because they can't.
Well, I mean, scientists.
Dude, I wish penguins could speak.
You
They
don't know
can't.
if they can. Have you ever had a conversation with a
I
penguin?
mean, I watched Penguins in Madagascar.
Have you
They-
tried? Have you tried to
Happy
have a
feet?
conversation?
They talk in happy feet.
Yeah,
Why are you guys...
they just talk when no people are around. Because if they talk when people are
cornered
around,
here.
they.
Do they speak English though?
What
Does
is
that
this,
mean?
Toy Story?
What is
But no, in the
they're not toys. They're living beings.
In the
Owen.
movies, they talk when people aren't around.
You're saying Woody's not a living being?
No.
Not
What?
today.
He's played by Tom Hanks.
Not today, he's not.
Well, then.
Also, the new Buzz Lightyear movie. What the heck?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sorry,
Chris Evans.
I think it's so funny.
It's
Because
like-
he looks. Buzz Lightyear looks so different.
I do
'Cause
kind of
the
wish it was Tim
animation-
Allen. so
The
what's
animation
it?
is so weird. I'm excited.
I think
like
it
Chris
was.
Evans.
I think it was any actor besides Tim Allen to play Buzz Lightyear. I think Chris Evans is the right choice.
It's interesting.
I feel like Chris Evans is the right choice for like anything. Like
Almost anything.
He
almost
almost- he
anything.
almost-
Although I don't think I'd want to see him like cut off someone's arm. But like,
Oh.
I don't
Hayden
think I want to see
That's
him
the
do
one
that.
act. You could do anything worse than that.
Anything else?
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the Buzz Lightyear.
I'm not ready for it. Look, it's because he's a toy.
No, that's
He's
what.
not a toy
no,
in this.
This
I
is what the
know.
astronaut's base or the toy
Oh,
astronaut's based off of.
okay.
It's like
I don't know why I was so like I didn't think about it when I was watching the trailer, but I got kind of confused. I mean, not on purpose, but
Yeah.
it, like
I do want like
And then
you
the
are
animation.
a toy scene.
And he's like, what? I'm an astronaut. What are you
Like,
talking about?
Excuse me.
Woody shows up and he's like, you are a
Who
cowboy.
Who was Woody based off of, though? We need a movie
Clint
about
Eastwood.
that. No, that's a lie.
Honky Pete.
Army Hammer.
Chuck Norris.
and the Lone Ranger.
Yeah, the Lone Army Hammer.
Yeah.
Army Hammer's like in deep doo-doo recently.
Really?
Yeah, apparently he's done like
yeah.
sexual assault or something. I don't know, something like that.
Let's not get into him.
But he's like in a new movie too.
I'm not watching that movie. I just no. Like I don't want to support
What's the new
something
movie?
that's supporting him.
It's
Isn't
the-
it?
It's on the boat. It's like the murder mystery on the
I
boat.
wanted to see that so bad too
And he's
because
like,
Gal
That
Gadot's
does
in
look
it.
good.
Yeah, and he's like,
Gal
"There's been a
Gadot
murder."
and-
And then...
Oh, he's that guy?
no, that's not Army Hammer.
No,
it's
that's
an old
the guy
dude.
that
I was like, I
like-
CGI.
That's the guy that was like I don't know.
Who killed
Russell
Cock
Wilson or
Robin?
something.
Who killed
Russell Wilson
Cockroach?
is in there.
Russell Wilson.
Russell Russell Wilson.
A quarterback's in it? That's-
Yep. For
He's
sure.
acting
He's
now.
actually the murderer. No.
The trailer's just goofy because he's like,
because it's almost like another Murder on the Orient Express.
yeah, yeah,
Express,
it's
what
almost
am I saying?
exactly like it. Because
But,
you have the
just like
stereotypical
the
detective
opposite-
French guy.
Yeah.
Do you think this movie will be better
I said
than
it was
the
a French guy that's
the-
the detective.
Yeah,
They're the only ones.
I forget what it's called, but the murder mystery movie with Aniston and Sandler that came out in like 2019.
Oh,
50 First Dates?
On
I don't
Netflix.
know.
That's Drew Barrymore. No, I haven't seen that yet. I want to.
Oh, I've seen it. I've
it's
seen
actually
it. I
good.
saw it when it came out. I remember we watched it on like
came out on
vacation.
Netflix.
Yeah,
It's I think it's still on Netflix.
I was in Wyoming when we watched it.
Actually,
Oh,
very
I like Wyoming.
very underrated state.
Yeah, it's underrated.
So is Idaho.
I hated Idaho when I went there.
Okay, well,
I
liked it.
I liked it too.
There's nothing there.
So pretty. There's a really cool lake.
Potatoes and cool lake.
And potatoes. And
Yeah.
I think that's the one with the smiley face made into the hill.
We just drove through Idaho. We didn't really visit it.
I know, but when we were driving, there was like a hill and someone had like gardened a smiley face into the hill and it was really cute.
Yeah, but that's probably not there anymore.
Well,
They destroyed it. It's
was,
it's a frown now.
It was when we were there and
really
it was
hate life.
beautiful.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we're in Idaho. And then
How did
they-
you feel about Montana when you went to Montana?
I really liked Montana.
It's cute.
I went to a place called
I
Valentine.
didn't like Montana.
Really?
We went to a Valentine, Texas.
Oh yeah, we did.
Sorry,
Alright.
sorry.
Opposite ends of the earth.
Not of the earth.
Ends of the continent, maybe. Barely.
Top and bottom of the continent.
Yeah.
Of the country, not continent. What's wrong with you?
That's
The
like
United States is the continent.
Mexico City versus near Anchorage.
Holy crap, Alaska's not really far. I don't think I never think
Yeah,
think
you
about
guys know.
geography. I never think
Um,
about geography when I think about it because I just like
I never think about geography when I think about it.
Yeah.
True.
When I think about travel.
I helped her on her 50 states quiz.
He did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
that was
Well, no, because it was
years
states.
ago.
It was states and
States
capitals.
and capitals.
And you kept
Mr.
quizzing
Keller?
me. Yes.
Yeah, I had to
yes,
do that,
'cause
yeah.
That was the final exam, and he was like, "It's super easy because you guys have worked hard all year." And I was like, "Thank you."
And then I gave a cheat
And then you
sheet.
quizzed me, and I got an A+, so thank you.
I gave a cheat sheet to Holden and like Grant.
Oh, yeah. I had it in the class. And I just...
I still remember random capitals, and people will like say, "I don't know what the capital of this is," and I'm like, "Oh, this," and they're like,
Concord.
"What the
Yeah.
fuck is wrong
Des Moines.
with you? Why do you know that?"
Iowa.
Dover.
Delaware.
Yeah. Delaware sucks, though.
Also,
First state though.
I met a dude from Delaware. He said he hated it. So it was...
I've never been.
I like Delaware.
I think I would only go because it's the first state. in the
You
union.
said that last time. Sorry,
did I?
sorry, I just listened to that today.
Oh.
Sorry.
A lot of those, like, small, northeast states are really
They're
interesting.
so pretty though.
Yeah. A lot of the people join the military because they want to get out of there. That's, like, a huge
Really?
reason. Yeah.
I
I met,
can't-
like,
I
so
can't-
many
I just
people
wanna,
from
like-
Vermont.
I can't imagine it's fun for a teenager.
No. Like,
You
they
know?
say there's not much to really...
I mean,
Because that's what
Do-
the military is, a bunch of teenagers.
Yeah, it's like go to Boston. Some teens.
Yeah.
Some teens.
Some 20-year-olds.
Children.
Oh yeah.
Some 20-year-old.
Mhm.
Kids with guns.
Yeah. Kids with
Um,
guns.
horrifying.
but, yeah, Northeast U.S., I don't know. It's...
But like the
Maine-
middle, the
Maine's
middle
nice.
of the U.S., there's like nothing, and also
Nah.
everything,
Kansas.
and it's weird. Like, what are you supposed to
Okay.
see there?
Kansas is underrated
The
because
Dust Bowl.
that's where Dorothy lives.
And the Dust
Shut
Bowl.
up.
Well,
And
Dorothy died of a drug overdose, so I mean...
the actor or the character?
Both.
Oh.
Yeah, both probably.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, what was she on to make her go to that
Yeah.
Space.
She was on some stuff.
She was dreaming.
No, she wasn't.
Yeah.
hallucinating.
She put the tab on her tongue. Yeah.
Hallucinogenic dreams.
And then her relatives were the Tin Man.
I love the movie. I love the movie. By the way, I just like that was a crazy
Did you prefer
dream.
the spin-off with James Franco?
There was a spin-off?
Oz the Great and Powerful.
The show?
No, it's like a prequel actually.
Yeah, it's a show.
It's a movie.
It's a movie. I thought it
James
was a
Franco's
show.
in it? I've never
Yep.
seen that ever.
I watched that when it came out with Connor because it was on his birthday.
Isn't he Oz?
He was
Like,
Oz.
he's like a young
Of
Oz.
course.
It was the
he is.
prequel to.
Yeah.
Wizard
If
of
James
Oz.
Franco is in the movie, of course he's on.
Because like at the beginning of the movie is like 1915, and
Oh.
Wizard of Oz takes place in the 40s.
Okay, so he had to fight Dorothy.
No,
He's like,
he
you're
like
my brother.
he like
What?
he like
The prequels.
he like made like the witches like I don't know resent each other. I don't remember
What?
He like gaslit everybody
that. To become the great.
They hate
that,
you.
Yeah.
so that he was the great and powerful Oz. He like
Oh.
played them against each other.
And it's funny because
Okay.
he's also from Kansas.
I mean,
Oh.
that's the original. He like
It's just-
Oz is the
Is that
bad
all
guy.
what people from Kansas do? Is just
Maybe.
They're like, you know what? Let me create this place
in
so
my
I can-
mind, so I'm
I
not
can
in
get
Kansas.
out of Kansas. Yeah.
Well, Kansas also has a bunch of bordered states, so they could just go anywhere.
Yeah.
Seriously.
You can almost do that like
Is
with
it?
any
Wait,
states.
whoa. Aren't
I guess
aren't
that's-
the
Yeah.
four corners in Kansas?
No, Four Corners are Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona.
Yeah.
Wow, I suck. Okay.
I've been there. I've been to the Four Corners.
I want to go. I've not been to Utah though.
We might see that again. Utah. Yeah, I want to go to Utah.
I want to go to the salt, like the one that looks like it's like
The Salt Flats.
reflecting. Yeah.
That'd be really cool to go. Nevada. I want to go to Death Valley.
I do
It'd be
too.
interesting.
Maybe when it's not the hottest though. Maybe in the winter.
Yeah. I heard like California.
Reached Death Valley's like record. Didn't
Yeah.
they, this year. Yeah.
How
And
hot?
Like 130.
yeah, I think so.
degrees?
It got really hot.
It got
there.
really hot in the summer.
And then yeah, I do that. A coworker at UPS was showing me a video. They're robbing trains in LA now, to where they're like stealing people's
Ooh.
packages.
So it's the freaking Wild West. Huh?
Yeah, it's like that all
UPS
over again.
Is stressful.
There's-
I mean, UPS there is stressful.
Like it wasn't UPS, it was just like a transport train.
Oh.
And people broke into it and just took there's a video of this lady just carrying a TV and they're all just walking.
Holy
They're a big
shit.
fan of Western movies.
How did
Like-
that?
Yeah, they're like, oh, we love this.
Western, but make it modern
Yeah.
because
See?
I need a new TV.
See, Army Hammer's everywhere now. He's in the Lone Ranger and everyone's like, all right.
That was like 12 years ago.
Yeah,
No.
that ruined his career.
Like 10 years ago.
Army Hammer just needs
That was
chill.
that was
He needs
still
to
a good
leave.
movie. I don't
Yeah.
care what anyone says. I liked the Lone Ranger.
I'm not seeing it.
Eh.
It's got Johnny Depp too, right?
Yes,
love
I think
Johnny
Depp played a better
Well,
part than Hammer, but
I agree with
It's
that.
more memorable. I didn't even know Army Hammer was in that.
yeah,
Okay,
and he
I'll
was
give
supposed to
And
be
I've
the
not
main
seen
star.
it. I've not seen it, and I was like, oh, Johnny Depp.
I'll give you this. The Lone
Yep.
Ranger was a better show than movie, but
Oh yeah, it's like a
There,
classic.
it's a show?
Yeah,
yes,
it was one of the first radio shows back then.
Aw, radio show.
So-
It's cute.
It's really old.
Fireside Chats.
Yeah. I guess what else we could talk about is music.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Music we all like.
Okay.
Owen, start.
What?
Billy Joel.
I-
It's all he's,
I'm not a huge fan of country.
I don't really like country.
I don't like country.
A few
A
songs.
Some stuff I can listen to and like get into. Just a lot of it I just can't handle.
I guess my
Yeah.
genres are like rock,
and roll.
rockabilly. I like
Sorry.
Thanks,
Harry.
Billy.
rockabilly. Billy Joel.
Yeah.
I like a bunch of oldies. I'm a old soul. I'm not really into modern music that much.
I like both. I like a
Nah.
mix.
Yeah.
I think the
more
latest I'd go is early 2000s.
Don't say 2010. Okay.
Early 2000s. I guess the latest song I have in my playlist is fucking "Call Me Maybe" by Carly Rae Jepsen.
That's like 2008, I think.
That's 2012.
2012.
I was 4 years off. That's not bad.
Yeah, I like early 2000s probably the most. All my
Mhm.
favorite bands are like punk rock, I guess.
yeah.
I love like, and My Chemical Romance is my favorite band of all time.
Nice.
And then like A Day to Remember.
Green Day.
Yeah, Green Day. I like Green Day. I
Green
went and
Day's
saw
good.
them. Yeah, it was
Mayday Parade. They're not punk rock. They're like emo rock. But...
yeah, but I like all of them, or that kind of music. I really like old music too. Like if you want to talk about Billy's, I like Billy Idol.
I'm not talking about Billy's.
Idol.
Rockabilly is an actual genre.
I like 50s, 60s, and then like now.
I like
Yeah.
the Beach Boys.
Beach
Aw.
Boys are good.
They're good.
John Stamos and the Beach Boys.
He was barely in the Beach Boys.
He was like,
He was there at the later era.
he was there for a minute, and like he brought them on Full House, and it
True.
was
Yeah,
fantastic.
he was a child.
Well, he was
He
like
was
in
a
there.
child.
20s.
Yeah, like a child.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
okay.
He's like was best friends with like Don Rickles, like famous comedian. I thought it was so weird.
Who wasn't friends with Don Rickles?
Don
Us.
Rickles.
Us.
Okay, fair point, Kayla.
Don Rickles didn't like Don Rickles very much.
I'm sure.
He always made
Dude,
fun of
Mr.
himself.
Potato Head.
Yeah, he was Mr. Potato Head. I forget, there was like a joke on him. I forget who it was. So random. It was like Fallon or something said it, where it was like he was like, I didn't know they made it to real life. You look just like Potato Head. But
Don Rickles, I think, is the only person before the 2000s to like roast the president.
yeah, like, and he said anything on the stage. It was so funny. And when he was really old, like in his 90s, like right before he died, they had a special thing for him, and he was just saying racist jokes and all that, and no one cared because he's like, you know, this kind of
Old.
classic comedian too. Because he's made fun of everyone. There was like no filter with him.
Yeah,
And he was best friends
that's
with
the type of comedian he was, though, just like making fun of everybody.
yeah, and he was really good friends with Frank Sinatra and
Big singer.
It's
Dean
so
Martin.
wild.
Dean Martin.
Yeah.
Well, just like I always forget that Frank Sinatra was alive in the 1900s. I
He's
just feel like
old.
Yeah.
it's so like
His
his
son's
stuff is
pretty good.
classic.
Yeah.
You thought he lived during Mozart's era?
Sure.
He worked with the mob.
Oh
which
yeah,
is
he did.
interesting. Yeah.
That's
He tried to
pretty cool.
distance himself from it, though, or was that JFK?
Oh, late.
What?
That was mainly
Let me just.
that was mainly JFK, and that's what people argue got him killed
Mhm.
because he was like because
Oh,
they
yeah.
kind of helped him get elected in a way.
And like all of his family, like his
Yeah.
brothers were both killed.
yeah.
Brothers?
That's
There were two
all
brothers,
his
right?
dad's fault.
One of his brothers.
One
I
of
think.
his
That's
brothers.
all his parents' fault, though. Like their mom.
Yeah, his dad was
Set the stage for the Kennedy family.
his
And
dad
Marilyn Monroe.
was was the ambassador to England during World War II, and he advocated to joining the Nazis.
Oh.
So he got kicked out of England.
Good.
Yeah.
As you should have.
Which is so weird that that's like JFK's dad. So it was like,
That's
Yeah.
insane.
and
And like I was reading, I forget where I was, but there like a bunch of his nieces and like other people have died mysteriously.
really
So they were like
Oh yeah.
wiped
trying
out the
to, like-
Kennedy
Have you seen-
family.
they were
Have
like
you
let's
seen
just
the-
kill them all up. I
Have you
guess.
seen the YouTube video of the Kennedys, like the tragedy? Of the Kennedys?
Yeah,
I think you showed me that. Maybe that's what I'm thinking
it's
of.
pretty interesting.
I also think this is getting political, but
Oh, sorry.
no, I mean what I'm about to say is getting political.
Okay.
I thought Robert Kennedy was probably going to be a better president than JFK,
yeah,
But he
I don't
was-
think that's fair. He would have. Well, yeah, if we would have got
he got shot
a
before
real
he got a
shot
chance to run.
Yeah, he never really got a shot.
Well, he got a shot, but in the fucking
it was one and done.
yeah, one and done.
Yeah, because JFK I think is overhyped in a way.
He's overhyped because he was pretty.
Yeah, because he did
People-
actually.
That's exactly why he got
People
elected.
were like, this guy, this
Well, yeah,
guy. is
Nixon was like,
good.
because that was the first televised presidential debate was Nixon.
He my grandpa told me like he didn't like Kennedy, but I guess he was more of a Nixon guy at the time. That's what he said, and that didn't end well either.
Yeah.
But he was talking about how like back then like everyone loved JFK because he was like it was like a new younger guy
It was
kind of
like
coming
a-
in and talking.
Mhm.
Yeah, and he had really cool like speeches.
It was something different from like old stuffy guys.
Yeah.
That, like,
It
in
was
the-
newer. And Nixon was young too. Nixon was actually pretty young. He wasn't that much older than him.
No,
He just looked older too.
he was sweating on the camera, like because there
Well,
were
and
so
also
many
the way
lights.
they carried
Yeah.
themselves.
And everyone was like, "Who is this guy? I'm not voting for this
But-
freak." And then they voted for
the
JFK.
people who listen to the radio and not watch the TV, they were like, "Oh, Nixon's really speaking well."
Yeah.
Or like the points he made came
Yeah.
across well.
Nixon wasn't that bad to begin with.
I thought.
He did a lot of great things that still stand.
I still think out of all the races in the history of the presidency, presidential race,
Yeah.
um,
It's like-
I still think that the closest and like the two best candidates to run against each other were Kennedy and Nixon.
Yeah, that was like a really good era. That was I feel like both would. I honestly feel like it would have been better for Nixon if he got elected earlier. Maybe he wouldn't have gotten mixed
He
up.
was so like paranoid in the 70s.
Yeah.
That was his downfall.
His last words, I think, were like, water or help. It was so sad.
No,
Which
no.
one? Wasn't it? No, sorry. Go ahead.
Ulysses S. Grant's last words were water,
Water, oh,
and
okay.
then Nixon's was help.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Which president banned broccoli? Because one of them, their first thing they did was ban broccoli from the White House because
I'm instantly thinking of William Howard Taft because he's fat, but that's
No.
He had a comeback story. He lost
did.
a lot of weight.
No, it wasn't him. No, but he the first thing he did was ban broccoli because he had to eat it when he was a kid, and he was like, "And
Get
I'm
outta
the
here.
president now, and I don't want to eat broccoli
That's
anymore."
like an Andrew Jackson kind of
I
thing.
can't
I feel like
remember
he
who
would do
it
something.
You could look it up while
I'm
you
going
want.
to
By all
because
means.
I'm very
Andrew
concerned.
Jackson had the best last words of any president.
What'd he say?
He said something like really emotional.
Oh yeah,
He was like, "Don't cry, my children.
Yeah.
For once, we'll all meet in heaven." It was like so heartfelt. Where all of them are like, "Oh, I hate you," or like, "We'll die." Like George Washington said, "'Tis well," reportedly.
Oh, it
"'Tis
was
well."
George H.W. Bush.
Oh.
He said,
That's something.
"I don't
That's a
like
Texan.
broccoli."
That's something he'd do.
Well, he's not a Texan. He was born in
He said, "I'm president, so no
Northeast.
more broccoli."
Oh.
but his son was born in Texas.
Oh, so he's always kind
Sorry.
of Texan.
Just that
'Cause-
video.
'cause they all were-
I
in
think
Texas.
he moved to Texas at a young age, but he was technically born in the Northeast.
Oh. So he's not a real Texan.
But I mean, he lived in Texas.
Yeah.
But when he was president, his state was listed as like Massachusetts.
Oh,
I
really?
think that's what it was.
George W.
His
Bush
birth
owned the
state.
Texans for a while.
That's weird.
He
That's
did.
a fun fact, yeah. And he ran them to the ground. It wasn't that long.
They were like, okay, maybe that's just
Then the
best
McNair
idea.
family took over.
Yeah, Steve McNair. Rest in peace.
How is everything connected to football?
The
It's like the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon thing, where it's like, wait,
Kevin
football. Wait.
I think what's like the best old president? Like the era no one talks about, like the 1800 to 1900. That's
Abraham
the era
Lincoln,
no one.
I think.
1800 to 1900.
Yeah.
Abraham
But
Lincoln.
Really?
Abraham, yeah.
I don't think he's the best.
No, I don't.
If you're
I don't
talking-
remember all of
If you're
them.
talking 1800 to 1900, I'm gonna go with Lincoln.
He was pretty good, but
Because-
again,
Washington was 1700s.
Also, I don't really.
things were starting to kind of were still like slipping when he was near his death. His death almost kind of united the country a little more, in a
I
way.
guess.
But yeah, but like it was still kind of slipping because in the North was losing support and they were starting to like Lincoln less and less. And he didn't have like the standard election. He continued being president because we were at war. He probably was going to lose because people in the North were like just starting to turn. They didn't want to fight the South.
Well, because I don't know.
William McClellan though was
What's that?
the guy who ran against Lincoln the second time,
Oh,
Yeah.
Gotcha, okay.
and he lost in a landslide though.
Yeah, it was
See that? I don't remember him.
He was a shitty general.
Yeah, it was more or less like no one really went against him. And the Confederate president even was like terrible. It was Robert E. Lee that pretty much did everything.
What was his name? Jefferson Davis?
Yeah, Jefferson Davis. And he like told, I think, because it was Robert E. Lee that ended the war or like surrendered. And Davis was like, "What are you doing? Don't end the war." And then he was like
ruining the South even more than it already is.
yeah. And he was like, "All these people already died." And he was like, "Oh, good point." And then it ended. And then
God.
it's so weird how the Civil War created the Wild West too.
Well, who would you say is the best president from the 1800s
Yeah, because you
to
asked
1900s?
the question.
Because I don't know. I feel like my case is pretty good.
I think
What?
What's your
Lincoln's
case?
far up there.
Sorry.
I'm at my point.
Ah,
Grover Cleveland was actually a pretty good president
I don't remember him.
in a way. He was the only president to not be non-consecutively
Yeah.
elected. He just had a weird
He had a good first term and a bad second term.
because they wanted him to go or to run again, and he was reluctant. But they were like, "You're the only Democrat we got," so they voted for him.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, his story is weird because he raised his niece. They were kind of related. I don't know if they were related, but he like raised this girl that from 12 years. She was like 12 years, and then married her.
Ugh,
Yeah.
ugh, Ew.
Times
Like,
are
it's
different.
so weird.
No, every president is problematic.
Yeah, which president has had the least amount of like
Problems?
yeah.
Fucking who died 3 months in office.
Oh yeah.
Harrison, he had a lot of problems though because he wasn't
For the
working.
3 months he was there.
William Henry Harrison.
And also, he also had the niche where they didn't like him telling speeches because he told long speeches.
And then everybody fell asleep.
This was debunked, but a lot of people thought he died because he gave his,
he refused to wear
a jacket.
Yeah.
During his 3-hour
speech.
and when he was elected.
Didn't he get pneumonia or something? No.
Yeah, I think he got pneumonia later. It was like a few weeks later.
Yeah.
That's why it was debunked because you don't just get it randomly.
Yeah.
But they did say like he was like sick with something out, like the cold. But yeah, he was a jerk. He died.
You could argue Thomas Jefferson was a good president for the 1800s.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
A good president. Not owning the slaves thing.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was. I don't know what his policy on. Most of the founding fathers was weird. They openly
stress me out.
They were openly
It all
written
stresses me
against
out.
slavery, but they were like, let's just keep it
No,
for right
we'll
now.
deal with that
Yeah,
later.
they're like, well, I hate slavery, but let's keep it. So all
It
right.
doesn't make any sense.
No. I agree.
George Washington, I think they all were freed when he died. I think that was the
No.
agreement. I thought that's what
Was
happened.
it?
Yeah,
I don't.
I think all of them were freed when he died, or he gave them some grant. I think they were freed, but they worked for them.
Something like that.
They made money now, but I don't know.
Indentured solitude or servitude? Not solitude.
Servitude, you don't get paid either.
Oh.
You just
I
get
don't know.
that still exists in a way. Like you can, I think some countries are in turn for citizenship, you're not getting paid, but you attain the citizenship by doing something for them or working
Yeah.
for them.
Also, just the fact that everyone then was elected because they were great generals or something in battles, that is stressful.
Now,
you didn't need any
Credentials.
any
Yeah,
real
well, I guess,
credentials. It
that-
was just you were an amazing
Well,
general. Let's go. You're it.
because
This
I
is
think
happening.
being a great general is a symbolism of how to run a country,
Right,
if you
or
will.
how to,
it's
be in charge of
because
people.
people aren't
Who
fighting
is-
you for no reason. You have to be a good people person.
Who's I forget his name, but the guy who ran 2 elections before Lincoln.
Pierce?
Yes,
Franklin Pierce?
He's one. He's. I don't think he was a general.
He fought.
He fought, but he wasn't a general. And
Yeah.
he was just a lawyer, and he wasn't a good president.
No, well, yeah, he witnessed his son getting decapitated.
That's true. He did. He had a shitty life.
Right before he was going to the White House, him and his wife, I
They
guess.
were on a train, and that
Yeah.
was his 3rd son that died.
Really? Oh yeah, because he had a kind of shitty life before, and his son got decapitated and just drunk himself
And then
to death.
his wife died later, and then he started drinking.
Yeah, he just
Wait, how
drunk
did his
himself
son
to
get
death.
decapitated?
They were on a train, and
Did he get stuck
it was
under
a-
the train?
it was a train crash.
Ooh.
And
Yeah,
they witnessed
I don't know
it.
I don't know how it's explained, but something debris or something flew where his son just got,
Yeah.
Ew.
and then he was
Yeah, he kind of had a traumatized life. I still commend him for being a president during all this.
yeah,
But-
he just kind of wasn't really a president though. They did everything for him. They passed the bloody Kansas.
Bloody Kansas.
Yeah, happened during him, and also he didn't really do much to prevent the Civil War, and I think he supported the South.
He did. He was a northerner that supported the South.
Yeah.
That's so bizarre.
Which people were like, oh, this will be good for both parties. That's why they elected him.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
and then Buchanan after him was just terrible. Buchanan
Buchanan
is
was
arguably
worse.
the first gay president we ever had.
Really?
Oh, it's a debate, but he was never married.
He was never married.
And he was always he always had some dude there or whatever, and everyone was like, maybe
That's
he's gay,
interesting.
but no one really questioned it during the time. Or again, we'll never really know, but
Yeah.
he could have been the first gay president. It's already been done.
Who was the
Let's have a seance. No.
Yeah.
Let's see.
wasn't Frederick the Great? He was also gay, right? Or he was bi.
Yeah, I think he was
It was a lot.
bisexual.
I feel
Also,
like
that's up to debate because he the way
before,
it was normal to be very
open.
kinda back then, or at least
Way before.
to hug a man and
Yeah.
be man to man. It was in some cultures it was normal to
That was
really like each
Prussia,
other.
so yeah.
It
Yeah.
didn't- yeah.
So Prussia, I think they really liked each other. I
And
mean, France,
in
they
other,
kiss each other.
Cultures and eras, it wasn't I don't know. It wasn't really viewed as anything but those people's business. So it
Mhm.
was okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. It
And
wasn't.
And it was
wasn't
almost
really frowned upon.
and when it was very religious and stuff like that, it was almost they didn't really know gays being a thing, because people were
Oh.
very uneducated, so
Yeah.
they're not even knowing it as a thing. or thinking of it in that way.
Right.
So just like, oh, there's really good friends.
Yeah.
Or it wasn't
Oscar's
like,
friend.
It wasn't like a term that was created for.
Yeah, because it is weird how a lot of cultures are the way they work on that kind of stuff, especially like Asian cultures or Middle Eastern, where it's like out of the question.
Yeah.
Versus Europe. What do you, if you could like, I guess like.
Live in any era.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Where would you go?
Are we talking
My
like?
answer's lame.
Are we talking like be born in any era or like live as a 20-year-old?
Live as a 20-year-old. I wouldn't say born because the chances of you dying in any like older area is literally just off the bat.
Well, and if you're born in that era, you don't live through it.
I'm gonna go
because
last.
you're like 5.
Just one of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you're like you can't
I'm gonna
remember
go last.
anything.
I'm gonna go last for this answer because
Is yours the 70s?
The 80s. I'd pick.
Am I right? That's a good one. I was gonna say, like.
I'd pick the 80s. I guess specifically it should be historical. We'll go with that.
All right, we'll do
before
historical,
20th
before
century.
1900s.
Oh, poop. I was gonna say the 20s, the 1920s.
I was gonna the Roaring 20s.
Right.
Although I would want to go to a time. I don't know. It's hard because I'm a woman, so I don't.
She has a point.
I would not.
Joan of Arc.
I know. I wouldn't want to go to a
She
time
burnt to death.
where it was. Yeah.
Catherine the
You
Great.
could go to Sparta. Their women were.
Well, and like I was thinking,
Yeah.
Viking era too, or like.
You have to like.
Because Viking women were like really respected.
Mm-hmm. So were
Yeah.
Spartan women.
I know, because so
Romans
they
were
could
kinda like
become-
that, too.
They could become fighters if they wanted to, but other than that, they were like respected as like the women who ran the village because the Vikings were fighting and
Always
the Spartans were
fighting
fighting.
and
Yeah.
pillaging and raping people. But
Yeah.
What's I
So maybe not during that time. But
like Russia. I mean, there's been like
I'm gonna
queens.
I'm gonna go with
yeah, I
late.
know.
I'm gonna go with late 1490s.
14.
So that you could be
Like
there
Christopher
for the discovery
Columbus?
of America. Would you
That'd
like
be
stow
awesome.
away on his ship?
Christopher Columbus.
I'd take my own ship and discover.
I would
other-
just already be
I would,
here.
I would discover other
Just be like,
lands.
guys, where have
I'm
you
here.
been?
And like, what the heck?
Where have you been? I've been here this whole time.
And
Christopher
get all the
Columbus.
credit, and then this
No.
group would
Yeah,
say
Christopher Columbus
Owen
will be
Wells
like-
No,
discovered
no,
this.
it would be Kayla Wells
Oh,
first
sorry.
of all,
Oh,
and I would have already like made peace with the Native Americans so that like when they came over,
Peace?
I could be like, guys, like we're gonna be here and we're gonna live with them, so fuck off if you don't like that.
and they're gonna be like, "What language is this?"
What language is it? They say that. What language is it?
No, I don't know. I don't know when I'd want to live. You guys took away the 1900s from me, so I can't say anything.
Probably the best century.
Maybe honestly,
1900
like
yeah, very
like,
different. 2 world wars and
depending on
True, that's awesome.
depending on the station I'm in,
more people probably died ever.
it's
in
hard.
Well, yeah,
19th
It's
century
hard.
than any other century.
There were also more people.
It's
Yeah,
hard to
but more people
decide,
died in that
too.
century than this century so far. I feel like,
years.
But I mean, the population has also increased, so it's a lot harder to kill as many people.
yeah, but
Actually,
we're
and
making a
it's-
new virus.
and it's easier too.
Yeah.
Like people are dumb.
True.
But it's hard. It's hard to decide like an era because depending on
You have to be
what
like
station in life you are too.
you have to be like a noble, I guess, in
you would
most
have
areas.
you would have to be a noble
Yeah.
to like
You
have
look-
any kind of
You look
good
at
life.
history.
Yeah.
and being a normal citizen like us did not fly very well.
Nope.
Yeah, it did not
Nope.
fly.
Nope. Or I'd want to be like in Robin Hood era where I was just
Robin
living in the
Hood?
woods.
Robin Hood.
Would you be Robin Hood?
I would be Robin Hood.
I think Roman era would be cool.
Roman would be.
That
Even
would
as
be
like an
cool,
ordinary
too.
dude.
Roman's
Or
like.
like ancient Greece.
I'd like
Yeah.
to say Roman is like the most modern for their era.
Yeah.
For their time.
Yeah, well, it's the longest lasting empire ever,
True.
and
It-
And how they did, like how they, I can't even remember, but how their government ran.
Yeah.
Was very. Like,
it was almost
effective.
more progressive than
It was-
us.
and it was
now-
effective
by now.
for
I
the
can't
time.
believe they were
Still
that
had stuff.
large and were able to sustain it for so long.
Yeah.
And a lot of people argue what modern countries were the Roman Empire, and the only argument you can argue is Italy and Greece.
Yeah.
Those are the two modern countries. that-
Spain.
You could argue Spain,
feel like
but it's
Spain,
Italy
yeah.
and Greece.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like,
Greece was East Rome, and then Italy was
But
West
again,
Rome.
you'd
Yeah.
want to be like a noble person or like one of the higher.
yeah.
ranking
I mean,
people.
that was
'Cause
just more where it was.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have that much of a quality.
Yeah,
Of
it was kind of like the U.S. in a sense. Like you can go to plays and theaters
life. Oh yeah,
and like
'cause
relax.
It was, what is it called? Were they like leisure time too? So it wasn't just all work.
Yeah. Like, that was huge in Rome. Like, they really enjoyed their time. It was kind of like the reason for the collapse, but
True.
they really enjoyed their time.
Like, guys, let's just have fun.
And then
Just relax. Leave the gates open.
The Byzantine Empire,
Things will be taken care of.
Byzantine, Justinian the Great, he was the only good leader, really, of Byzantine, because he literally almost united all of Rome, and then
again
it collapsed, because he died.
Oh, yeah. It always happens when they die.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, forget it. Forget all of the policies, guys. Let's just go back to how we
Screw
were.
him.
Yep.
It's okay.
Genghis Khan, Kublai Khan.
I think we talked about that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess it's just what side. I think Rome would be really cool, because there's
Western Rome.
It's just so, and Latin.
I'm sorry.
Or what?
I don't know. I was going to say, like, Australia and New Zealand, like, way back.
Way back?
I feel like that'd be cool. Before
It'd
Britain.
be interesting because we don't know anything about
Where there's
it.
just natives.
Before England started sending prisoners there, I
Yeah,
feel like it'd be
the
cool
Aborigines.
to,
I'm
like,
gonna go with
experience
Antarctica and
because
12
their
BC.
way of life is so inspiring
Yeah.
and really cool. They like live off the land, but it's very much so they're like Mother Earth gives stuff to you, so like don't disrespect it, kind of thing. Where it's
that
like
was their
this is how
belief,
you survive.
like, spiritually.
Yeah.
So it's like Buddhist in a way,
That's
in
true.
India.
Yeah.
Um, but-
Sorry. I
Why are you
went there.
apologizing?
I went there 2 years ago, and it was really cool to like learn from them.
That's pretty cool. What? Yeah. What's the best ocean?
Best ocean.
Yeah.
God.
Southern.
Southern.
The Southern Ocean. It was warm.
I've been in 2.
I've been in 3. Oh my gosh,
Been
I've
in
been in
2.
so many oceans.
You've been in 3?
Yeah, I've been in the one by Australia.
Indian or
It's
Southern?
the Southern. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
you were in Southern.
Southern
Because
Ocean.
we were literally
I thought you were on the
a
west
boat.
coast of Australia.
No, and
Just
I've
pointed
been
at a
in
map.
I've been in the Pacific and the Atlantic and the Southern.
Yeah, this whole podcast is
Okay.
us pointing at a map.
Literally.
We were like, what?
Just-
Brooks is gonna be like, what?
You're like geography. You
Shout
should
out to him.
disclose. You should disclose at the beginning of each episode. Guys, have a map in front of you just in case.
I
Like
I don't think we're gonna talk about countries.
We're
or-
gonna
I
be
mean,
talking
if
about
you're
the
next
history.
if you're next to the map every time, you're gonna be like, oh, it's like the focal point.
I don't know what my favorite ocean would be.
South, Southern. I don't know.
Arctic.
I've never been in the Arctic or the Indian, so I can't
Arctic's
say for
probably
sure.
cold.
Let's try
Indian's
it. Let's
probably
go.
warm.
When we go to Antarctica, let's just
well,
jump
the
in and see
Arctic
what
would be
happens.
interesting because you see the northern
Die
lights.
instantly.
You'd see the northern
Not
lights.
necessarily. Not if you had like a snowsuit on.
No, a snowsuit.
But then it would pull you down under the ice. So
they
yeah.
pull you.
Yeah.
Sea monster.
I'd be like, listen. Oh yeah.
There is probably isn't giganticism or whatever in like the colder areas.
What?
There's like giganticism is like the sea creatures that are like very deep into the sea.
Well, then you
Right.
wouldn't
why
have to
they're
worry about them
huge.
coming up and getting you.
Well, they want to see what you're doing.
You're like, what is that?
The deep
mass
sea is
in the
so
in the top of the water.
the deep sea is so unexplored and
Yeah.
it's very interesting.
Like we found like do you know like the face
Only,
hugger
like-
from I almost said Halloween Alien. We like that's like a real thing. It's like called
We
like a
only-
something spider.
We only have
It doesn't
like
hug your face though.
20% of the ocean that we've discovered. There's like
you
80%.
can't go far. You can't go deep.
Yeah.
In. It's
Like we're
Maybe-
making
maybe we
technology to go
should-
deeper and deeper.
That's
but
what we
it's-
should be doing instead of blasting off right now.
I wouldn't mind blasting off though.
That'd be awesome.
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, but the carbon it emits is
Yeah,
ridiculous and it's
But we're gonna leave the Earth anyway.
killing us.
Yeah.
Not us.
Everybody-
Unless we become millionaires in the next 2 years.
Or we work for SpaceX.
True.
Or we work for SpaceX. But like no, it's gonna be the billionaires and
I'm a
rich people
package
that leave
handler at
first.
SpaceX.
Yeah. SpaceX.
Yeah.
We should just explore the ocean. That'd be fun. I would volunteer. I'd be like, I want to go in the submarine. Yeah, sure.
Which ocean would you explore?
All of them.
All of them.
That's
all
like
of them.
75% of the world.
All of them. We'd start in like the Pacific, I think, and then go down,
Pacific.
and then work,
Pacific's huge.
and then work our way down
The
into the
Pacific
Arctic,
is the largest ocean.
into the Arctic and the like southern. Oh wait, the Arctic is at the top. Hold on. We'd work our way down into the southern, and then like
I
go
think
up to the
Here's
Atlantic,
what you should. Okay.
and then go up to the Arctic, and then like work our way back down the Pacific into the Indian Ocean.
Here's what you should do.
Duh,
You should
obviously.
Oh, yeah.
You have 2
Doesn't
teams.
that make sense?
You have 2 teams, and then
3 teams.
no 2.
3 teams.
Only
3 because
2.
there's so many.
No.
There's 5 oceans.
No.
Then it's
You're
uncompetitive.
not listening to me.
It's
So
uncompetitive
you
with 3
start-
teams.
you
Three
start-
teams. You start a team, I'll start a team, and you start a team, and then we'll just go.
All right, so we have 2 teams. So they start at the Arctic, they go down, they go through the Atlantic.
Why would they both start the
Then,
same one?
because they split off at the Atlantic.
That's
One goes to the
dumb.
Pacific, one goes to the
But
Indian,
then how
and
would we
then
like
Southern.
transmit to each other? Like, what if
Yeah.
we're like,
What if a team gets wiped out?
We
Well,
got
they're
swallowed by
dead.
we lost communication. We think they were eaten by an eel. Sorry.
An eel?
But what if
Barracuda.
the eel gets like hold of the mic and he's like, "Oh, we're fine," and then
Yeah. Oh, it's
Because
like that
eels
episode
can
of the
mimic
Clone
human
Wars.
voices
Yes.
like hyenas
just-
now.
yes,
Right?
that's what.
That
I'm
reminded
sorry.
me
Is
of
that
the
what's
episode of the
happening?
Clone Wars where they took out the clones and like, everything's here. Roger, roger.
Yeah, that's what the eel would say. Everything's electrical. I mean,
Yeah.
if you could, it has to be like one family, I guess, of creatures that you could talk to and communicate. Which
Whales.
family? Whales.
Fuck yeah.
Which family would I... What?
Like it has to be like a species, of family.
Whales. Oh, whales or elephants? Because I feel like elephants are so sweet,
Yeah.
and they remember you. So like
They do.
They have an
Yeah.
elephant memory.
they remember you, and also I've read that like they
can't
they
read.
view us as puppies, like as we view puppies.
Mm-hmm.
How
So
come they like
Oh, that's
they
sweet.
think we're cute.
stomp on humans and stuff like that?
I
though?
mean, I would too if I was in captivity.
True.
I'd be like, "Fuck you guys! I'm gonna kill you." I remember you. You're the one that locked me in here.
I don't know how to answer that question.
I feel like I'd have a good conversation with an elephant, especially if you saw them once and then they remembered you and you're like, "Hey."
It's just like I guess it's like where I live. I want to be able to like talk to like birds or something.
Oh, or dogs.
Yeah.
I would not want to talk to birds.
I wouldn't want to talk. I
I
feel
told
like
birds to like I don't know
I
shit
feel
on
like-
people's cars.
Because you already have parrots that are
you
like...
could be like, "Hey, jackass, I'm shitting on my car."
We don't have
Ah.
parrots in Ohio though.
You
maybe
could get one.
at a pet
Maybe.
store.
They're like thousands of dollars
Yeah.
Really?
for like talking ones.
Unless you
I
have...
wouldn't want to talk to a dog because I
25.
feel like
Unless you have a $25
I-
pet store gift card, and then they're only $975.
What?
I feel like unless it was like a really really intelligent dog, all they'd say is ball or like bird
A Boston Collie would be more intelligent.
Or, like-
Yeah.
or like, "Hey, where's my bacon?" Like what? Like they would say all these random
Well,
things.
the thing is, they don't know what those mean.
Yeah.
But no, if you
They
could
would say,
talk
like,
to something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, if you say treat and they know what treat means, they'd be like, oh, treat. But they
Yeah.
don't know what bacon is.
Yeah. You're like, oh, this piece of bacon. What the hell are you talking about?
No, but we're talking hypothetically talking to animals, so like
That's true.
nothing
Yeah.
is in the realm of.
And the British Empire colonized everything, so they
I
speak
would
English.
talk to sea otters.
Sea otters.
Do you ever see
Or
the video
even
with...
if they spoke another language, we'd just like understand it.
Do you ever see
Yeah.
the video with Ewan McGregor watching sea otters?
Yeah, and he's so fascinated. He's like,
excited.
look
Yeah,
at the
he's like-
otters.
He's like, what are we looking at? We're looking at sea otters. He's like, so
What
excited.
movie is this?
This is just him looking at sea
It's
otters.
the normal, real Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
I love him so much.
Scottish guy.
Yep.
He's awesome. I was tattooed by his daughter.
She knows his
Really?
daughter.
Oh, that's awesome. Do you have a chance to meet him then?
I don't know.
Maybe.
She was really nice though.
Does she have an accent like him?
No, she doesn't.
Oh.
Because I think they were.
Well,
I think
everybody
his-
has an accent.
I think his kids were born here,
Oh.
so I think
Here in Grove City.
Yeah.
right here. This is where it happened. No, like in America.
Does
so
he
I
live
don't
in
know if
America?
think.
Yeah, because he has.
Their mom is French though, so I thought that was kind of cool.
Huh. Because
That's
they're
actually really cool.
they're telling
It's
he was telling the story of he was in L.A.
So she speaks French, but
Oh,
sorry.
that's cool.
Yeah.
He was driving in L.A. and like I don't know, it was like a kid was driving behind him and the kid like cut him off or something. And he was driving with his daughter, so he was cussing him out. And he was like, I realized he recognized who I was because he was just like, just staring at him. And you know, it's freaking
I'd
Obi-Wan
be like,
cussing
oh my
you
God.
out.
Well, also I'd be like, oh my God, I just fucking cut off Obi-Wan. What was I doing? What was I doing?
Cut off
What
Ewan
if he, like-
McGregor. What if you like?
What if he like forces my car into the wall or something?
He's like, cut me off. I can only do that to Anakin's limbs.
I could cut off your life.
No, but she was really nice.
That's sweet.
Wow.
And then
that's
she said, because she is in New York, and she was
Oh.
like, next time we'll have to get a drink or something. So maybe.
A drink or something.
Yeah.
Water.
No, like.
Lemon.
Yeah.
Just lemon.
Arnold Palmer.
Have you ever had an Arnold Palmer at Bob Evans?
It's so bad. The Arnold
Isn't it,
Palmer
like,
story.
chocolate milk? No.
Chocolate
Not
milk?
chocolate. So one time my friend
No idea
Grace.
what this is.
So my friend Grayson and I went to Bob Evans with Holden,
Uh-huh.
and he was like, "All right, I'm going to the bathroom. Give me a drink." Biggest mistake of his life.
Holden said
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got him
Aw,
in-
Don't trust them.
We got him an
Oh.
Arnold Palmer, and then she
Ew.
was like, "Sweet tea," and I was like, "Yeah, sweet tea."
Isn't it limited in tea?
Yeah.
Oh.
It wasn't that good. Or at least the way they mixed it was terrible.
Sometimes it's good. Depends.
Yeah,
It
I don't
depends.
All right, next time we go to Bob Evans, we're getting you an Arnold Palmer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just don't make it very sweet.
I remember I just drank, you guys drink out of it, and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah,
It's terrible.
like we didn't tell him what it was at all. He just looked at his like table and he was like, "What is this?" on the table. I think we both got
You're like
water.
a drink. You asked us to get you a drink. God.
True.
Oh.
Yeah. What's I guess tell a story.
Tell us.
Tell a story
What
of the
story?
past.
Any story?
I just told a story.
Of the past.
The Arnold Palmer story.
it's
Of the past.
it's restaurant related. A
What?
restaurant
Okay.
related
All
story.
right, so can it be any story, mythical or?
It could be anything.
Okay.
It could be in your personal life or a mythical
So
story.
once upon a time, there was a guy. He was running a bar. His name was
You
Gerald.
have not ever been in a
Shut
bar.
Gerald,
You're
fuck
20
up.
years
Ever
old.
been? I think you could go in a bar when you're.
But, yeah, I've had bar
Young.
food. Bar food, but I had water.
Is that what Gerald makes?
Yeah, Gerald makes water. He makes the best water in the
He's
world.
the water
He
boy.
pours it so well.
So this guy Gerald, he was watching the TV and he was just cussing up a storm because his favorite game was on, but he hated the game.
Who was playing?
He hated the game,
The
but his
Met-
favorite
no.
game was on.
Yes.
The story has so many holes.
Okay.
You're poking holes in all.
Do I interrupt your
Your water's
stories?
gonna fall all over the floor with
So-
this many holes.
It was the Mets versus the Yankees. And-
Again?
Again.
Again.
And he was like, "This is the third time this week we're playing the Yankees."
Everyone say that in the bar again.
Yeah.
Again.
The third time this week.
And then he was getting upset because the Yankees just hit a grand slam, and he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me? It's the
Oh.
fourth grand slam we've allowed in the last 3 days." And then I go up to the bar and I'm like, "Hey, can I have some water?" And he's like, "We're all out of water." I was like, "Well, you make the water."
Who created
So is this like a sinister story?
Yeah. And then he's like, "All right, here's your water," and he threw it in my face.
Waterboards you.
What
God.
happened? What happened after that?
Did you call?
I got my buddy John Stamos.
And the Beach Boys were there too.
And yeah, the whole Beach Boys were there, and they
The
The
kept, they,
whole Beach Boys, and they were like, man.
Were they singing?
yeah, they were singing. They're like, "Do not mess with my friend Owen." And
They
then
were singing that?
yeah,
not
Then they
mess
sang
with my
Barbara
friend
Ann.
Owen.
they sang Bob Moran, and Bob Moran was there.
Barbara
And then they all had water, and they all threw it at Gerald, and
Oh
then
my
he
God.
and then he
They-
quit.
'cause
He
I
Was
quit
it like a
on the spot.
tsunami? Was he like?
I mean, they're the
I
Beach
thought it was
Boys,
his
so
bar.
they just bring the ocean with
Yeah,
them.
it was Gerald's
They're
bar,
like-
but he closed it down. He was so sick of it, and then he was like, "I'm watching the Mets game at home. I'm sorry."
I'm
He's
selling the bar.
I get water thrown on me.
Did he sell it to Ted and
No, he actually gave it to John
Barney?
Stamos.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
want to go to
God.
Puzzle.
He didn't sell it to Ted and Barney?
He gave it to John Stamos after he was waterboarded by them.
So John Stamos is his cousin.
Oh, what? Hey, cousin, what's up?
He's like, John is just not, he's over his shit. He's like, man, I'm bringing the Beach Boys down to just dump water on you.
But yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah, wonderful.
I'm
I'm glad they got justice for you.
Nah,
I'm glad they were
too.
like, this is not okay. You do this too much.
Yeah, and I was still
You do
wet.
this every
I'm
day.
still. My
You were
face
wet?
Is, my face is still wet.
Wet.
Right now.
You were still, what, 2 seconds after it happened?
No.
Wow.
No. So that was I'm gonna guess that was a fake story.
What? No, that's all
No, that
true.
happens
Yeah,
last-
come on.
That happens last.
Yeah, Kayla was actually there. She was at the bar.
Yeah, I was drinking an Arnold Palmer.
Oh. I'm already not a fan of the bar.
The
The story.
Yeah.
Hate
he,
story.
could, he could only make Arnold Palmers in water. That's the only. That's the only two drinks.
Is it even a bar
It
at
was a
that
very
point?
special. Well, I mean, he spiked the Arnold Palmer.
Yeah.
It's
Spiked
fine.
it. He spiked it.
Some whiskey in there.
Yeah.
Put roofies in
I was
it.
thinking rum, but okay. Yeah.
Okay, whatever. There can be a rum and rum.
What if
I
there was
am
a
a
bar
pirate.
or like a place
Oh my
that
gosh.
like
Sorry.
roofied your drinks, but it was like
There is.
you sign it, not like real life, but it's like you sign
In
it
fake
in,
life.
in fake life.
You sign an NDA and they're
Yeah,
like,
and
"Oh,
everyone
this is
gets
fine."
roofied, and you just end up. They just take you wherever.
Is it a
Be
fun
interesting.
place that they're taking you, or like
It
they're
could
gonna
be.
lock you in a dungeon?
It could be. It could
They're
one
gonna
or the.
throw you in a well.
It's a 50-50, one or the other.
So it's like.
You're in paradise.
It's like, listen, we roofie everyone, but only half of you go to paradise and half of you go to
Yeah,
the bottom of a lake.
that should be like a movie.
Create it, write it. I'll star it. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll star in it.
You,
No
John
auditions.
Stamos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll be the bartender.
Yeah.
He'll be the one that's like,
Yeah, here's
listen,
drinks.
this is what happens.
Let's play a game.
Oh my gosh. That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
All right, do you have a
I mean,
story,
not
Holden?
really.
I gotta text Nick really quick. You tell the story.
Of
You have
what?
a story? Anything.
Restaurants or anything?
It could be anything. A restaurant has to be in it. So it could not be
At
about a
some-
restaurant, but it
at
has to be in
some
it.
point.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
This is a boring story.
I know. I know it's already starting off bad.
Interesting.
Which Nick are you texting?
Let's see.
Oyster.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oyster.
Just go watch this. You're gonna be.
Huh.
He's gonna watch this. Love you, Nick.
I've got no stories. Wow, this is dumb. Hold on.
Here, I'll start you off. I'll snowball you.
Okay.
So speaking of snowballs, we were in the winter.
Are we? Wait, is this a
Arena.
fake story? I was thinking of real stories.
Okay, then tell a real story. I'm not gonna snowball you anything then.
That's fine. You couldn't if you tried. I got nothing.
That's the story?
This is not a good story at
I got
all.
nothing.
All right.
One time,
Mhm.
I have a dentist story.
Are you
All right.
fucking kidding me?
Alright,
That's
a
it,
dentist
no.
story.
That's it.
Is
got
there a
nothing
restaurant in
Tell me
it?
the dentist story.
It's something to do with mouths, though. So I mean, no, I went to the dentist. It was like last year, and I was driving.
Was his name Crentist?
I was borrowing my grandma's car, and this woman hit me 4 times.
Oh yeah.
And then I had to go
With like
in.
her purse?
No,
No.
like her truck.
Oh.
She backed up into me 4 times.
What? Oops, let me make sure.
And then-
Let me make sure.
Literally, that was what happened. And then I had to go in. And then I had to go in and get fillings, and so they had to like give me a shot, and I was like already like shaking. It was just a mess.
Sounds like a fun day.
It was a great day.
And now she has a new car.
Did you go to a restaurant? Did you go to a
Yep.
restaurant after?
Yep.
KFC?
French fries. No.
KFC.
Who eats KFC after the dentist?
British people.
Yeah, British people eat
Dude,
KFC.
Apparently, the British KFC is like god tier.
Well, and
Really?
other countries eat that for
'Cause
Thanksgiving.
Colonel Sanders
Really?
went
It's
there.
like their Thanksgiving.
Colonel
meal.
Sanders never went to the UK.
Yeah, he did.
No.
Colonel Sanders
He was
isn't
like,
real.
I invaded.
He's not real.
He's not a real colonel.
He's,
God.
he's a fake. He's a fake person.
Well, it's like the general for General Insurance. He's not real.
Or General So? It's not real.
Shut the fuck up.
I can't think of it.
How does General So make all that chicken?
Oh, we went to a restaurant in Texas. It was called Sawyer and Company, and we went
Oh, yeah.
there because it's our
Sawyer.
brother's name.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and it was really good. It was really good breakfast.
Was
was
Tom
like
Sawyer
a-
there?
It was like an
No,
old. He was not there.
But we went there.
It was like
we
an
went
old
there and
50s
then-
diner.
I was
Oh,
watching.
From like
Restaurant.
Pulp Fiction.
I was randomly watching 20 somethings in Austin, and they went there, and it was really cool.
Oh.
Interesting.
So that's the place everyone goes to.
Apparently,
In Austin.
apparently
In
20
Austin.
somethings in Austin. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's where all 20 somethings in Austin go.
20 something.
That's what it's called. It's on Netflix.
20 something.
All right, Holden.
It's not very original.
It's a reality
Gotta wrap-
show. They don't need
Oh.
originality. They have
Yeah.
drama.
You got the last story of the
Oh yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
podcast?
Um.
Could be
So.
real or fictional.
It wasn't
Alright.
even a fun story, but it was good food.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
So once upon a time, my buddy
Mhm.
Jared calls
Oh
me.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, Gerald and Jared. Let's get.
Well,
let's
one of
get
those
more
people's
creative.
real.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say let's get more
Jared's
creative names
Jared's
here.
actually real. Jared's
Sorry,
actually.
Jared.
says-
Sorry, Jared.
He says, "You want to go on a road trip
Ooh.
to this place we never heard of."
Is this a real story?
It could be.
Okay.
I don't think it is.
And I'm like, all right. And he was like, I'm gonna drive you and pick up your friends.
I'm not
so
his
he's
friend.
gonna be the driver. We're establishing that. Okay.
So he goes to my house and he's like, you need a flashlight and you need your phone.
Is it a haunted house? Or is it a restaurant inside of a house?
Maybe we'll get to that.
Okay.
Is this the moldy house?
No. But we go to, so he picks me up and he was like, keep your hands on that flashlight.
Because you're gonna just drop it anyway.
Yeah. So then we go and we pick up our other friend, Chris Segala.
Ooh.
Shout
Shout out.
I just fully name dropped him. And he's like, I can't pick up the phone right now. When he walks out and says, I can't pick up the phone right now, so I can't come. And then he walks back in his house.
Okay.
So we're like, crap, back to plan A.
So he walks out of the house and says, I can't pick up my phone.
So we go and we pick up Andrew.
Can you say his last name?
No.
Okay.
And then we go and we pick up
Swedish boy.
Yeah, we pick up Paul.
The best Swedish boy in town.
We pick up Paul and Rick. And we're all driving.
Maybe it's not a real story. Though.
And Jared was like, we're going to go out of state. And we're like, we've never been out of state before.
We've never been to Wyoming before.
We've never been across the Ohio River. And he was like, well, we're finally going to do it.
It's really like an old cartoon.
Or finally,
it's like over the
what's
hedge.
His reason?
Yeah.
We've never been over the
over
hedge.
the hedge.
We've never gone over the hedge.
Jared's reasoning, he's been beat up his whole life, and he finally
gotta get out of
he wants to
Ohio.
take control, and he takes control of the car, and we're
Oh,
like,
that's what I do.
And then she got hit 5 times.
yeah, and
got so
that's
sad.
what happens. We're driving, and we get going to a rest stop, and a grandma comes out of the men's restroom,
What the
and
fuck?
she goes,
I'm actually a grandpa.
and she goes, you young men.
No.
She's like, you young men are perverts for going to the restroom. And then she beats
For
us up.
How dare you?
So let me get this straight. You get beat up by a grandma after you cross the state border.
Yeah. We're at,
Kentucky's wild. Listen.
Or Indiana.
We're in
Or
Indiana.
Indiana.
We're in Indianapolis.
Oh God.
So you don't even, you're already in the middle of Indiana.
Jared has a very fast car.
Oh.
So-
and a very large bladder, apparently.
Yeah.
he
and then
lasts.
we go to Chicago.
Chicago, so you
Yeah.
just
That's
drive
5
straight.
hours away. Why would you go through
And this is all in the
Indianapolis?
same day.
Yeah, you go through Indianapolis to get to Chicago.
And this is all in the same day. So we're in Chicago, and Jared goes, I'm tired. And we're like, tired of
That
what?
woman beat us up.
He's like,
We gotta get out
life, we gotta get out of here.
You're tired of life?
of here. I came to Chicago.
And we're all like, yeah, tired of life. And that's what the restaurant's called when we pull up.
Oh.
Tired of life.
Yeah, it says tired of
Did
life.
he know? Was this like planned that he was like, I'm tired of life, I'm gonna go to tired of life?
We don't know.
Or was it
And
just
he
like
still doesn't know this.
coincidental? Jared doesn't even know?
Jared doesn't even
Jared,
know. Wow.
he's senile.
There's a reason he doesn't know to this day. We go into the bar, and the guy's like, aren't you guys tired of life? And we're like...
Was I not lying?
Is this kind of like a buffet style restaurant, like anything goes?
Yeah, anything goes. And that's what's playing on the Anything Goes.
Okay.
Is playing.
Tired of life, anything
By
goes.
the lady from Temple of Doom.
Yeah, she's singing it on the stage. And then he
On
was
the
like...
stage, it's live music?
Yeah.
Tired of life, live music.
And the dude's like, are you guys, his name's Billy, and he's like, are you
Billy
guys
the
tired
Kid.
of life? And he was like, I can make your life way better. And we're all like, oh. And then he gives us all drinks, and
What kind of drinks?
it's this red drink that has
So you guys drink them?
that has green foam on the top, and he
Sounds
and he
very,
sprinkles
like,
he
acidic.
sprinkles this dust on it. He like takes this dust
So
and
he
sprinkles
drugs
on
you.
it, and he goes drinks it. And our buddy Rick is like, I don't know if I want to drink it, man. And we're like, dude, you gotta drink it. So
What
we
does
like
it taste like?
we pressure it. It tastes like peaches and plums.
What?
Red and green? What's
Yeah.
happening? That's not peaches and
No,
plums.
it's the food coloring.
Yeah,
Oh.
peaches.
So it's originally clear, and then they're like, oh, red drink, and then green foam.
And then there's
Sorry.
an aftertaste. There's an aftertaste of like root beer.
Okay. Well, that's pretty good then.
I'm just
And
imagining mixing peaches and plums with root beer, and just like that greatest drink of all time.
and we all drink it, and we immediately regret it. We all like get knocked out. And then we
So
hear
you
Billy,
killed
and
him.
Billy's like, "All right, boys, let's
This
take
is
care
how-
of him."
This is how tired of life you guys are. You guys just killed yourselves.
Yeah.
So let's take care of them.
Yeah.
What do they do?
So we're all like, I'm like phasing in and out of reality, and we're like in this truck in like the middle of
Do
the
you
desert.
go to Oz? Sorry.
Maybe.
No, it's not at Kansas.
We're like in the desert,
Of
and
Chicago?
he was like, we don't know where we're at anymore. We think we're in Chicago still. And Rick's like, I don't think deserts are in Chicago. And then we're like,
Rick
shut
just
up.
sounds like a real
And then
brilliant
you
guy.
threw Rick out of the truck, right?
Yeah, we threw Rick out of the truck, and the
You
guards
did?
shoot him. Yeah, the guard just killed him, and that's how Rick character dies.
Rick-
character.
And so they park us in the desert, and we step out, and a guy goes, it's all part of my plan. He was like, the quest for the lost ark of Dr. Pepper is over. And he
drink and drink that tastes like root beer, and then you're going looking for Dr. Pepper.
Yes, and he was like, the original recipe of Dr. Pepper was locked in the pyramids
This
when
is
the
basically an
Egypt's
Indiana
made
Jones
them.
story.
Yes, and he was like, you're going in to get it. And we're like, what do we have to do with it? He's like, you drink that
So
special
let me get this
juice.
straight. You, Holden, Paul, and Jared are going in to get the Dr. Pepper Covenant of Ark.
Yes, and we're like, why don't you get it? And he was like, we sent in 50,000 people. They all died.
But you four are gonna make it because we gave you the special drink.
3. We threw out Rick.
Yeah.
There were 4 still.
No. Wait,
Yeah,
what's the
huh?
Yeah, me.
Oh, Andrew.
Paul.
I forgot.
Yeah, Andrew.
Andrew, the
The
forgotten one.
silent. Yeah, he's very silent.
He's stoic. It's fine.
Yeah.
And
He's
then
just
Paul,
like-
the Swedish boy, and then Jared the driver.
Yes.
And then you.
So we go into Egypt, and it's like this weird.
Chicago to Egypt.
So
makes
it's a
sense.
pyramid.
They drove
The
a truck
pyramid
to
is
Egypt.
is red.
Oh no, it's just the Vegas
Is
pyramid.
there like a tunnel under?
It's like the entrance. It's like a dark cavern entrance, and it
Okay.
goes down the stairs down. And it's like Dr. Pepper is all on the sides, and we see
And
like
50,000 people died.
Yeah. we wonder where the bodies were, but there's no bodies to be
The
found.
ground ate them.
Yeah, there's no bodies. So we walk down, and then there's like a trap, and Paul goes, "Look out for that trap!" And then Andrew goes, "Uh-oh," and he gets his head just chopped off, like just
Oh, no.
severed.
I was
Like
gonna
the
say-
we all
president's
duck.
son, like the president's son.
Yeah.
Building
You
up-
guys all just like watched it.
Building up before that point, I thought it was gonna be like Scooby Doo, but then all of a sudden his head gets chopped off.
we all
I mean, Rick was thrown out of a truck and shot. That's
Sure,
not
sure.
very.
we all
Scooby-Doo.
just duck, and his head just goes, and then
Shaggy
he's
is
dead.
gonna be dead right there.
So then there were
And
3?
Paul's like sobbing. Paul's like, "My friend Andrew's dead," and
Does
we're like,
Paul die next?
"Well, we don't
We
know."
can't
Oh.
spoil it.
Okay.
We're like, "Paul, man up, Paul. It's just your friend. He just died."
He's
And
just
then
your friend.
It's just your friend. We gotta fight the Dr. Pepper Covenant.
So we keep going, and there's this like, the floor is like non-existent. It's like Indiana Jones when you have to like do the steps. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
that, but you have to like spell out all the spices that are in Dr. Pepper, the 23 spices.
Jesus Christ.
So we're
That's why 50,000 people died.
so we're
Cardamom.
so we're all like, how do we know? And Jared's like, I never drank Dr. Pepper before, so I don't know what it is. And then Paul's like, I only know the KFC herbs and spices, so I don't know what it is. So we we're like, it's simple. We there has to be a clue. So we look up, and there's like a big TV, and
The
And
50,000
running
people
down
died.
the list, it's like this.
yeah, there's a guy on the TV, and he's like, I'll give you 3 hints if you help me out. I
Help
really.
me out. How are you helping him?
He's like, I lost my keys in the kitchen, and I really need to find them.
Robin Williams.
Yeah, Robin Williams.
I lost my keys when those 50,000 people died.
Yeah. And he was like, it's Robin Williams. He's like, can you help me find my keys? And we're like, oh yeah. And they're right behind
Anything
you.
for you,
And he's
Rob.
like, what the heck? And he's like, for finding my keys, you can just go through. And then just line. And we're like, oh, thanks. And he's like, I just killed those other people because I didn't like them.
They didn't help me find my keys. They just
Yeah,
laughed at me.
they were jerks.
They just laughed.
So we go through, and there's this like stairs up, and it's like this glowing cavern of like in a throne.
Sorry.
There's like a throne, and you see the Dr. Pepper can just sitting on it, the original can.
The first can.
Yeah,
The
ever.
first can in existence.
And we're
1888?
Yes.
1889, whatever the year was.
yeah,
89.
and we're all walking up, and Jared's like, "This is a trap, man." He's like, "I'm gonna go around the side." So he goes around the side.
Is he high?
Yeah, he goes around the side, and there's a huge like bowling ball just hanging.
Bowling ball?
Yeah, and he goes,
It's
"Guys."
Egypt.
He
It's
goes,
funny.
he goes, "Guys, why is there a bowling ball here?" And it just falls and smashes his head.
It's funny because Jared's a good bowler.
Yeah. and just-
See, but the bowling ball wouldn't necessarily kill him unless it was high enough up.
It was really high up.
Oh, okay.
And it just smashes his head. And me and Paula go, yeah, we're just going to go upstairs. So we go up the stairs.
Yeah, we'll just go upstairs.
And we're like, should we take it? And Paul's like, I have a Pepsi can right here.
So let me get this straight. You're Harrison Ford and Paul's
I
Alfred
thought Paul
Molina.
was the one that died.
No, Paul lived.
Yeah, Andrew died.
Andrew died.
Okay.
And Paul is like, takes the Pepsi and replaces it with the Dr. Pepper.
Wait, so
But really
Paul's
fast.
Harrison Ford?
But he had to do it really fast
Yeah,
because it's waiting.
he
Wait, so Paul's Harrison Ford and you're Alfred Molina?
And he
No,
goes,
he's
I guess
Shia
in
LaBeouf.
this. Yeah.
I'm talking first.
He's
Indiana
his
Jones.
son. He's Indiana Jones.
And then he just goes like, oh, I guess it went all fine. And then like the alarm thing goes off and everything's like
and
freaking
arrows
out.
shoot out from the wall.
Yeah. And then we just hear Robin Williams in the other room, and the TV goes, "Run, you idiots!" And we just run. And he was like, "Thanks for the keys." And then the TV gets destroyed, and we're running, and we run out. me and Paul run out, and Billy's like, I didn't know you'd do it.
And then he gives you $1 million.
No.
Nope, he pulls out a gun.
And then he kills them.
Yeah, he pulls out a gun,
So
and
he dead?
he's like, thank you for so much.
But no one
Now time
can
to die.
know.
He kills
But-
Paul. He just shoots Paul in the head.
But
And
no
then-
one can know their secrets.
Yeah.
They can't
Well,
know that they
and
have
then
And
Dr.
then you
Pepper.
run away. And then you make it
I
all
try to
right.
like dodge, like I wrestle with him after he shoots Paul. He shoots me, and I'm like
In
on
the
the ground.
shoulder.
And he's about to like finish it and do the job and shoot me in the head. But guess who shows up?
Robin
Chris
Williams.
Segala.
Chris
Oh,
Segala
I was thinking
flies
Robin
like-
Williams. I was like,
Oh,
he-
Chris Segala, because he couldn't pick up the phone.
Yeah, Robin
Ah.
Robin Williams is flying a helicopter, and Chris Segala jumps down with a gun, and he just guns down
But somehow doesn't hit you.
freaking Billy. Yeah, and I'm fine. And he's like, let's get out of here. And then he gets me, and we have the Dr. Pepper, and he's like, and we get $1 million, and then we win.
And Chris
That
Segala,
sounds like
this
a
is
Super
how
Bowl
this is how
commercial.
no, this is how Chris Segala
It's the
found
end of the
them.
story.
This is how Chris Segala found them. He read a newspaper and he finally found his phone. He read Jared's text, "We're going to this place," and he read the newspaper and
We're going to.
he was like, "This place
Tired
is
of life.
bad." And then he went to the desert, and then there you go.
50,000 people have died after going to that restaurant.
And that's the story.
Mysteriously, they were never found again. That was a great story.
Thank you. So,
Somehow you wound
on
up
that
in
note-
Egypt from Chicago.
That's a good note to end it on. But yeah,
Them.
thank you for being on, Kayla.
Thank you for having me.
And yeah.
yeah, thank you. And that's a good second episode.
Yeah.